Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Stuart's Classic Bikes and Cars. Well, the good news is today it's not raining. The bad news is I opened the car door on my head and split my head open at the side, but it's only a little cut swallow bit. So today, pardon me. So today, I thought I'd start work on this loop former. So earlier on today, this former, so I can bend the tube on the back of the Kawasaki Racer to form a... I've measured the radius on the tube again this morning, a bit more accurately, and it's 167 millimetre from the centre of one tube to the centre of the other. 167, does that sound about right? Let me have a little look here, I wrote it down somewhere. Never find anything when you want it. I thought I'd wrote on a bit on this bit of wood. Anyhow, I've measured the tube and I know what size it is. It's 167 centre to centre. So all I've done this morning, I started off with 3 bits of 3/4 ply, roughly a foot square. So, for the end two pieces, I've chopped them out of 190 millimetre square. They're 190 square, look. So I've got 2 of them chopped out. So then a surplus to requirements, but no doubt will come in for something else later in the day, on another day. I've chopped out a circle. My writing's on the circle, that's why I couldn't see it. Yeah. So, because I know that this is a stainless tube again, folks. So, in the back of the frame also this morning, I've got my little rotary file organised, which I've just got some new bits for. And I've whiffled out the inside of the tube. So now this 16mm tube will go inside the frame tube at both sides once I get my loop picked. So we know that the OD of this is 16mm and it's 16mm anyhow, and it's 1.2, 1.3 wall thickness. So that we know. So this morning, I've cut a circle out, and all I've done is to get my dividers, draw a circle, help by the right hand work go. All I've done is draw a circle out. Like so. Using my dividers. Now this circle is 145mm. Yeah. 100, give or take half a million. Because my woodworking skills are not that good, but it must be near enough. If it's a little bit small, I can soon pull it open a little bit. If it's a bit big, I'll just push it in a little bit. So that is the centre of the jig, of my folding gear. So what I need to do is to secure that in the middle like so. Well, maybe not in the middle because I'd like it so. Clear the deck a little bit, I'll give it myself. That tube's going to go there like so. So if I make that gap there, same as the wall thickness, and that in the middle, when I get my other piece on here, and I get them screwed and glued together, like so, I can put a steel plate over here, and it'll stop this, when I'm bending it, it'll stop this trying to come out. So what I'm going to do I'm going to mark out now, stay there, 16mm on this end. Bear with me folks while I get my glasses organised. 16, 10, 15, 16. Mark out 16mm. Not all about doers. So that there is the thickness of the pipe. Like so. That pipe, when we're bending it, it's going to be like that. So what I need to do is put that there, but I also need to leave it at least 16mm down from the top. So when I bend it, it doesn't push out the sides. So let's mark out 16mm from the top. In fact, let's mark out 20. It'll just give us a bit more strength and a bit more material to play with. That's 20mm. Right, 16, 20, that's 16. Let me just write that in there, 16, 20. That's where that's where we're going to start it. So what I'm going to do now, that's the right diameter to bend with. Now, I had a bit of a mishap with this, and one half's better than the other. So let me just have a little look and see which half's better. That's the worst half at the bottom there. There we go. That's better. So that is going to go there, like so. Yeah? Let me put some of these things away so we don't have them all over the floor. I've already bashed my head this morning on the car door, which isn't a very clever thing to do. I'm getting to a funny age for bashing myself about. Put that there. Get rid of them on the floor, because them are surplus to requirements at the minute. That we need. So, inside the jig will look like that. That's 16mm, same thickness look as the pipe. And I'm going to bend it over that radius to end up with my loop. Now I need to anchor this down, because if I don't have this fastened at this end, it's just got to lift up. So that would go down, yeah. That's going to be like that. It's going to be sandwiched in the middle like that. So that's me ready to go. This is going to go in here, like so. I'm going to have a piece of steel over the back to stop this pulling out like that. So that'll be anchored in like that. And then I'm going to drill through this. Well, firstly, before I drill, I've got some glue here. I'm going to glue it all together. We've got some bolts and washers. So I'm going to drill through this and bolt it all together to keep it solid. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue it and drill it, and then tomorrow we'll do the job. So that's how we're going to do it. That's the form more or less made. Then I can slap this in the base tomorrow. Later I'm going to fill this with sand and I'll show you how I'm doing it. Tomorrow we'll put that in the vise and we're going to bend the loop. Okay? Stay watching. I hope everybody's interested. It's only basic, but it does work. I've not done it for ages, bending like this, but hopefully it works. If it doesn't, I happen to have one more piece of tube and some more wood. But let's see. Hopefully it all works out good. Keep watching. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.